It's time. Time to do the show. And then not go back to bed, even though I want to. And 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Wednesday, December 18th, 2019. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. You'll notice I trimmed up yesterday. Trimmed my face. There's less hair on it. It was getting scraggly, and my neck was bothering me, so it was time. So we did that. I did that. I don't know why I use the royal we so often. I suppose somebody somewhere along the way did that, and I picked up on it. I'm not sure who. It's actually really interesting. I have no idea. Well, yesterday was a pretty good day. Got a lot done. A lot done. It was a very productive day. Recorded a great interview in the morning. Had a call with someone about a new show, or at least a new episode of a show. A new recurring episode. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Spent about 90 minutes in the afternoon catching up with an old friend. Had a long phone call. Somebody I haven't seen, well, somebody I've actually never met in person, somebody I worked with who has gone on to do amazing things. Very proud of him. And so we talked about it. And then I drove to Burlington in a snowstorm, did some training, and drove home. And spent almost as much time in the car as I did training, but that's okay, because it was good stuff. And I was happy to do it. Yeah. What's going on today? Wednesday, doing the books. Gonna try to work out, coaching CrossFit. And then, what is it? End of the day. I have another phone call. I have a phone call at like 3. I don't even remember who that's with. But we'll figure it out. So, yeah. Hope you have had a good week. Hope you had a good Tuesday. So let's figure out these questions. Let's see what's going on. I know there's some questions here. Remember, if you want to ask a question, put it in the comments. I can ask and I can answer it. What grappling art or arts have you studied? So I haven't spent a ton of time with grappling. I find grappling interesting. I find the biomechanics of it interesting, but it's not what really resonates with me. I did a few months of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've done a bunch of, we'll call traditional or Japanese Jiu-Jitsu at various times over the years. Sprinklings of Aikido, Hapkido. And honestly, most of the grappling that I've done has been under no heading at all. It's just kind of been generic for grappling. It's useful, it's valuable, but it's not where I'm comfortable. And I'm not going to make a criticism of it from self-defense. It's just not it's not what I enjoy. Does that mean I should do more of it? Yes. Part of the reason I chose to train at the Kempo school I'm at is that there is a very strong jiu-jitsu component. And some of that is stand-up work, and some of it is groundwork. And in fact, last night, we were working on some sets that move from stand-up to groundwork, from one-on-one and Yeah, I don't know how else to describe them in generic terms. One person punches in and then the other person does an excessive amount of defensive work, and the entire intent is to go through a number of defensive principles, really joint locks and arm bars and such. And then when you are just kind of free sparring or rolling, you realize, oh, this is from that set, this is from that set, and it gives you a bunch of stuff to do. So that's kind of the foundation of the grappling in the system. I like it. I'm getting better at it. The follow-up question would probably be, would I do more grappling? Yeah, I would. Um, I would be interested to spend some more time in Aikido and formally train in Aikido. But I'm not driving at that at this point. You know, who knows what'll happen in a few years, but that's probably where I would choose to go. I know a lot of people don't think of Aikido in terms of grappling, and that's okay. Um, but I'll be honest, rolling around on the ground with other people, class after class, getting ringworm, doesn't interest me. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. If you enjoy BJJ, hey, you do it, go for it. And it's entirely possible that if I trained at a different school, I would enjoy it more. But it's not where my interests lie at this time. That's probably the best way to answer it. Next. You have mentioned switching from one style of martial art to another. What are some of the things to keep in mind to successfully switch styles? I think it depends on how long you've been training and how long you're going to be training in this new style. If you're cross training and stepping in to improve your skills for a short term basis, then my advice is do everything that you are taught as well as you can to be sure that you understand it so you can absorb what will work for you and what will not. But if you're actually transitioned in and it will become your prime martial art, or it just for whatever reason you're going to be there, we'll say longer than a couple months, you're putting on a white belt and you're thinking like a white belt and you're standing in the back of the room, and it can be really challenging to let go of what you believe. I'm not even going to say no, because in the context of that new martial art, it's not about what you know, it's about what you believe, because you're working in a whole different paradigm. And what do we know about when we start martial arts? A lot of what we are exposed to requires future information to really understand it. So if you step into a new martial art and the very fundamental things that you're being shown don't quite line up with what you believe from your prior training, you might be inclined to discard that, when in effect it's really going to take you months and years to fully understand the things that are being presented. And if you're going to put in the time, if you're going to invest the energy and the money, you owe it to yourself and to your fellow students and to your instructor in this new school to be as open to it as you can. I've trained in a number of different schools, and I've watched people transition in with prior training, and I've seen people do it well, and I've seen people do it terribly. I think the other thing to keep in mind is ego. A lot of times when people switch in from an old school, They want to make sure that their new instructor and their fellow students feel they want to be noticed. They want to be noticed for their skill and complimented and, oh, hey, you're really good. But that's not why you're there. You're not there to be good at the old stuff. You're there to learn the new stuff. And the more you can let go of the old stuff, the better you learn the new stuff. Remember, if the old stuff is that good, you won't lose it. Or, worst case scenario, you can practice it and bring it back out. I've said it many times, a diverse martial artist is a better martial artist. So yeah, there are going to be things from your prior training that will assist you, even if it's just the foundation to work from. Even if it's just your general understanding of how your body works. So you're not wasting your time. You haven't wasted anything in bringing this, in letting go of this old training for this new training. And honestly, I think more people should cross-train. And that's why I like seeing martial arts schools popping up that have multiple programs. Once again, it comes back to ego. If you listen to martial arts radio, it's where it seems to always go, isn't it? But that doesn't surprise me because martial arts is about personal growth. And the ego is the number one thing that gets in the way of personal growth. Next. Imagine for a moment that you have more spare time, which is a difficult thing to imagine. How high up on the priorities list would you place practicing martial arts more? That is a difficult question. I've never been someone who trains, 4 or 5 days a week. That's never been the way martial arts fits into my life. And a lot of that has to do with the fact I have multiple interests. I've always had hobbies and second jobs and the gym and travel and friends. And honestly, I've never been somewhere where a large part of my social circle is tied to martial arts. And I have friends who do have that crossover. And if that was the case, it might be easier for me to spend more time training, because then I would not only be training, but I would be training with my friends. So I suspect the way my life is constructed now, probably very little, because it's that, but it's something else. I love whistlekick. I love the work that I'm doing, but I'm working the martial arts muscles in my brain. I'm talking about martial arts all day long. I'm talking to other people about martial arts. I'm writing about martial arts. I'm doing videos about martial arts. I'm getting up in the morning. I'm having a cup of coffee and talking about martial arts. And the part of my soul that loves martial arts is kind of saturated. I think for martial arts to have a different role in my life, meaning more training, I'd probably have to live somewhere different. Let's say I moved somewhere and I found a school that I really enjoyed and I wasn't doing whistlekick. I might go to classes 3 to 4 times a week. I've never been someone who does much practicing on their own. It's little bits here and there. I enjoy the class format. I'm not good at self-motivating training. Like right now, this is a good example. There's a conditioning video that I found that I'm doing some experimenting with. It was recommended to me by somebody. And it's all about dealing with your back. And I'm without a chiropractor right now. So I have been doing that video daily, and it's only 10 minutes long. And just making that a priority, kind of, let's say, motivating myself to do that is difficult. I don't want to. I don't like doing the same thing day after day. And it was from that frustration that 2 Minute Martial Arts was born. And if I had less stuff going on, if I had less whistlekick, it is likely I would be doing those drills. But if you saw my calendar, there's a lot. There are a lot of different things that happen through the day. And my priority is to make sure that there's enough Jeremy to go around and enough Jeremy for tomorrow, and that I don't burn out, because I know what burnout feels like, and I ride that line dangerously close every day. So when we talk to people on the show, and they train, 3 hours a day, I don't get it. That's not me. That's never been me. And I don't think it's because I don't love martial arts as much as they do. Maybe. But I think it's that we just have different relationships with martial arts. I love hiking, but I know I have friends who are in the woods far more than I am. Saturday and Sunday, and then, a couple weekdays during the month, they take their personal time and they hike, because it's their favorite thing in the world, and it's all they want to do. I've never been an all I want to do person. I want to do everything. Those are our questions. Stacy says, put your oxygen mask on before helping others. Ride that line, but take care of you. You put in more than 3 hours per day related to martial arts. Pretty darn sure. Yes, Stacy, far more than 3. Far more than 3. It's okay. We're doing good work and making an impact. I get emails every day that showcase that we're making an impact. So I'm going to keep doing it, because it's not about me. This is the best way that I can have a positive impact on the world, to spread, grow martial arts, to give people more of a sense of belonging within the martial arts. I've got an episode brewing in my head that I'm going to likely title Living a Martial Arts Lifestyle, and what that means. What that means to me and to others. Making sure, finding that common ground, because we all live our martial arts lifestyle differently, and there are some people who train but don't live a martial arts lifestyle. So, homework coming at you in a second. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. If you want to ask a question, drop it in the comments below. We do the show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, here on YouTube. Catch it later at firstcupwithjeremy.com or in your podcast feed. I know it's not available on every podcast platform, and I don't know why. And because the priority is the video and the live video, I haven't spent the time to figure out why. So I can't get it on my phone. It's irritating, but whatever. Not too late to order. It's probably too late to order for Christmas on most things in the store. But if you order stuff from Amazon, you should have it in time. And that should include the Martial Artist Handbook. So there's an easy gift. The paper copies are supposed to show up today. I think it's today. so I can sign those and get those out. I'm going to order another batch. All right, homework. If you had more free time, what would you do with it? Would you train more? Would you sleep more? Would you go for a walk? Would you watch TV? Remember, your time reflects your priorities. So whatever it is that you say you would most want to do consistently, and be honest with yourself, you don't have to tell anybody. What you would spend that time doing is probably important to recognize. What does it say about you and what you're doing with life right now, and what you need more of? If not martial arts, I'm not sure what I would do. I'm going to think about that. I hope you have a great, great day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care. Peace.